You're right, guys, it's Capcom Tom here, and welcome to another episode of Underused and Overpowered. So we're going to be building today a La Liga squad that is full of players that don't get seen very often on Ultimate Team, maybe because they're non-rare, they're not very expensive, they play for clubs that aren't all that desirable, but they are really good, and you should try them out. Now, this is perfect timing for you guys, because market crash is in full force. You need to sell your expensive players, because their prices will continually drop all the way until the end of Team of the Season. They will go back up a little bit at the end of the Team of the Season, but not enough to make it worthwhile, you know, hanging on to them. They'll probably go back up, I don't know, 10% when they've already dropped 25% or something. So you're not going to get your coins back. So do sell them now. Definitely worthwhile doing that. And you need to build a cheap budget squad to get you through the cold winter months of the market crash, so you don't lose any coins. And this is perfect for you guys. Now, if you're looking to buy some Ultimate Team coins, another great way to avoid the market crash is just to buy coins. Go check out fetcoinking.com. Their link will be down in the description. A fast, cheap, and reliable coin service. Use code CAP5 at checkout for a discount. It's definitely worth buying your coins from them. Okay, so goalie. Let's have a look who we've decided for goalie. We've gone with Bravo. Oh, I've actually clicked search the transfer market. How much of a fail is that? Anyway, you saw all the goalkeepers that we're not using. The goalkeepers that are highly rated, so like Casillas, Valdez, you know, the players that get used a lot. For example, Courtois, he gets put in everyone's squad. He's like the budget one that everyone wants to use. So we've gone with Bravo. Now, the reason we went with him is because he's underused and he is very good. He's got great kicking. So if you get the ball in his hands and you see a man up the pitch, you know, you've got to hoof it up to them, because he has a really good chance of putting them through on goal from one ball straight up the pitch. Really good goalkeeper and definitely worth trying out. Okay, now at left back we are going to be using a player that actually used to be a left winger on FIFA 12, and it's Elisu. So there you go. He goes into the team, you know, mainly because of his pace, 89 pace. He has good attacking stats, maybe not so much on the defensive front. I mean, he's got 75 defending, but his heading is appalling of 65. You don't want him going up against someone at the back post, but as long as you can avoid that situation, know his limitations, he is a really good player and definitely worth trying out. Now, right back we're going to be using Montoya. The reason we're using Montoya is he's an absolute monster. I've never used him before I used this squad, and he is awesome. Really good player, great at dribbling, great at taking the ball forward, good crossing. The only thing that he struggles at, again, is heading. So as long as you know that you're going to struggle at the back post, you're fine, because you just have to make sure that situation never happens. Make sure you block the cross rather than letting the cross come in and him, you know, lose out in a header. Okay, now the centre-backs. Centre-backs are actually quite difficult to choose from, because most of the good ones are used in every squad, because there's not all that many good centre-backs in La Liga. I mean, you know, we've got Ramos, we've got Pepe, we've got Miranda, but all these players you see all the time. So to find ones that are underused but still really good was quite difficult. Now, the first one we decided to go with was Íñigo Martinez. Actually, a fantastic centre-back. I'd probably use him over the likes of Pepe. I'd probably use him over the likes of Miranda. I might even use him over the likes of Sergio Ramos, because Sergio Ramos has a problem with going forward and leaving himself exposed to the back, whereas Íñigo Martinez does not have that. He has 77 pace, 80 defending, and 79 heading. He is perfect as a centre-back. Definitely try him out in your La Liga squads. Even if you have a full, you know, informed defence, try him out, because you may be surprised and you may enjoy using him. The other centre-back we went with was a difficult one. We ended up going with Vintra. He has 74 pace, 78 defending, and 75 heading. I mean, he's not the best, but he does the job, and he won't make too many mistakes, so that's pretty good. Okay, now moving on to the midfield. So at the first centre-mid position, we are going to be using a player called Illarmendi. Now, Illarmendi is actually really good. You know, he's got good defending stats of 71. He's got good dribbling of 79, but it's all about his passing. The midfield in this team really is all about the passing. You know, we're looking to play our men up front in quickly. We've got pace up front, so to put them in and for them have a chance of scoring is really the aim of the game. And to have 82 passing on Illarmendi is pretty much perfect. Then at the other centre mid position, we are going to be using Bennett. Again, passing, the name of the day. And he has 84 passing, as well as 74 defending, 76 dribbling. You know, he's slow, but he also has really good long shots, and he has a very high shooting stat of 78. So a good player there. Then in the central attacking mid position, we're going to be using Coke. Coke is fantastic. I really enjoyed using him. Never used him before. You know, 75 pace, 72 shootings, 83 passing, 81 dribbling. Really, really fun to play with. Definitely recommend him. Don't try out his man of the match card though. I've heard that thing is hideous, because at left mid, I can see why you wouldn't want to use him. He's just not built for left mid. But at centre attacking mid, he is a really strong player. Okay, now we can move on to the forward. This is where the fun is. Now at left wing we're using a transferred card, and it's going to be Amrabat. Now he obviously moved from Galatasaray, and I've used the Galatasaray version of him, enjoyed using it. Used this one, loved it too. He has 4-star skills, you know, he's a fun player to play with. He has 90 pace, he has 84 dribbling. Doesn't have the best shooting stats, but, you know, as long as you just finesse it or you get into an easy chance, you will score with him. If you're not in an easy chance, like for example you're outside the box, maybe pass it on to someone who does have a bit better shooting. And we do have someone with absolutely fantastic shooting at striker position, so do hold on to your hats for that one. At right wing we're going to be using Carlos Vela. Again, really strong player. I think he's in the FTSE 100. If you don't know what the FTSE 100 is, it's like a countdown of all the best players, but by using the stats. So there's a stat tracker in game that records all the players' stats, like how many goals they're getting, how many assists they're getting per game, and it gives them a point system. Definitely worth checking out that channel, and it's really interesting because the likes of Ronaldo actually scored lower than Messi, which is kind of strange, but you know, it's a very interesting thing to look at. Just because I'm sort of like, I think of myself as a bit of a mathematician, you know, I'm a trader, I do like to look at numbers and stats, and therefore it really does help me sort of make my decision on which players I will use based on how well they've done in the FTSE 100. For example, I used Schneider the other day because he was in the top 100, and he is amazing. I've rarely used him. I built him into a hybrid, and he absolutely killed it. You guys will have seen it in the 24-hour live stream if you were there. So Carlos Vela goes in. He's left-footed, and that is really good because he can cut inside and take lots of good shots. Good pace, good dribbling, nice shooting of 76. Good player. Finally, the final player in this team is going to be Wellington. Now, this guy, obviously, everyone remembers him from FIFA 13. What a nightmare he was up front with Emenike, but he is still just as good as he was back then. Maybe not quite as good, but still an absolute tank. He is unbelievable. 4-star skills, you know, good shooting of 73. It may say 73, but I think he shoots more like an 80, 85 rated shooting player. He has 86 pace. And yeah, he just is an absolute nightmare for people to defend against. He's always making the right run as well, which is nice to see. Sometimes you have, you know, strikers that don't make the right runs, and it really can cost you, even though they've got amazing shooting and stuff. But Wellington is definitely not one of those players. He is awesome. So there you go, guys. That's the team. Probably cost no more than about 10-15k. So do go out and buy the players. Try this team out. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Which league do you want me to do next? I think we've done BPL and Bundesliga so far. And I will get on and start building that team as well. But other than that, I'm going to have to leave it there. Like the video if you've enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you all next time.
A distant sound, a silent call, it keeps me waiting. The one to catch me if I fall. I can feel it and I know it's not the same. I'm the one, you're the drug to ease my pain. I was one.